up, guys? My name is Ghost, and today I'm going to be going over my weekly watch list, my favorite setups coming into this week. I'm going to be looking at some levels for the week on ES and NQ futures, SPY and QQQ ETFs, and my favorite SPX index. So without further ado, let's get into it. First and foremost, I'd like to welcome you guys back to my channel. It's been a while since my last video. I do intend to stay on and be more frequent with some trade recaps, weekly watch lists, and a lot more great educational content. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First ticker we're looking at is this ES Futures March 15, 2024 contract. I'm going to be giving you guys a quick rundown on my level-based system. It's the same principles as my supply and demand, but as you guys can see, I don't have zones anymore. I do have more precise levels. I do have a video coming out how to chart these levels. I do appreciate the patience. If anyone follows me, knows me, that I've been saying I'm bringing out this video. I do appreciate your patience, and it is coming out. I just want to make sure it's perfect, make sure you guys have all the details, and I'm not letting you guys pretty much fail with my system. I'd like to see you guys all succeed. So I'm going to be making sure that video comes out and it has everything you guys need. So without further ado, I'll quickly give you a recap of what that is. If you guys are looking, my dash levels are the hourly time frame, and the solid levels is on the daily time frame. So my favorite setups do come off of the daily time frame. Those levels are a lot stronger than compared to the hourly levels. The second thing I want you guys to notice is red and green difference, and how are we above a certain level? What does it mean? So red, of course, standard resistance, and green support. So how are we above resistance and how are we below support? So the way I look at these levels is if we are above a red level on my chart, I don't treat that as a resistance yet. That's a weak support. But once we get back below that level, I do treat that as a strong resistance level, and vice versa for green support. If we're below it, I do treat that as a weak resistance. Once we get back above that level or reclaim it, I do treat that as a strong support. So now that you got that quick rundown, coming into this week, my favorite level, of course, will be the daily level, and that's at that 5066.5. We did get a great strong breakout last week, and I did ride that trade all the way up, and then I got my insane gains off of that move, holding for new highs. So what now I'm looking coming into this week, I am going to treat that as first as support, a strong support level. Even if it's a minor bounce, I think we do get a reaction. I am going to treat that as a support. If we do break below it, it won't be a strong A+ setup for me, but I'll probably stay patient for around that 59.25 level right underneath to bounce us and come back up for a retest of that daily level. If we do get that rejection, you could do two things. You can take a position right there, cut if we reclaim above, or you can wait till both of these supports are failed and take a short position there. And the next best setup I am looking into this week, probably my favorite setup after that daily level, because I don't like that retest, but it could also be paying a lot. Riding it all the way down to my next favorite setup will be that 5040, 5039.25 bounce. I am going to be treating that as a strong bounce area. If we do fail that, I do see us having a lot of room down, and most likely we can come around to that 5012 area. So I am going to see if price and buyers do hold that level first, even for another retest back to that daily level. So that'll be my first and second best setups with ES. So let's get into the next ticker. So the next ticker I'm looking at is the NQ futures. NQ, I don't trade normally through the week, so I do just kind of use it as a strong confluence in my system. Same with QQQ. These levels I do pay attention to, mostly are the daily levels, but there are hourly levels that line up with my ES and SPY levels, and I use those as my strong confluences. So going into this week, the first thing I'm going to be watching to see is if we do come back and retrace back up to this 18026 daily level. Seeing how price reacted last time we were here, we were holding above, we broke below, came back up, hit an all-time high, came back, retested, broke down, got to this hourly level, came back up. So this area has been used a lot. So What happens here will not persuade me into a trade, but it's more of just watching to see how price reacts. I am going to be waiting for levels outside of it. If I would have to pick a strong indication, I do believe if we can get a stronger bounce area, we can come back and reclaim and get new all-time highs. So I'll just be watching. If it does reject coming into this week, I am coming back to look to see if we do fail these levels here, that if we do reclaim to get back up there. The second thing I do want to see is if we come back to the 17903.5, it should line up with that ES bounce level area that I was looking at. We'll see how that reacts down there. That's another confluence. If I see this level on NQ at the same time as my ES level, that's a strong confluence. I will be taking that for a long or a bounce. And the next thing, if it does break, I do see us coming and chopping in this area here. So as you guys know, my strong resistance if we fall below and strong support if we are holding above. So I could see us here bouncing before they ultimately choose a direction for us. So that's it for NQ coming into this week. Let's get into the next ticker. So looking at the next ticker, we're going to be going over is SPY. So going into this week, SPY, I don't have a lot of levels right now. I do update my levels on X through the week. So most likely Monday pre-market, I'll have some levels in between 508.49 and this daily level 503.5 to 503.3. But right now, just how it stands, my favorite level probably going to line up with that 5066. If it doesn't, it'll probably be a little bit lower on the ES. I'll have to check the math on that. But the first thing I'm going to obviously look for, since I don't have levels right now, is a retest back to this daily level, even for a bounce or a quick reaction. That'll be my first trade for this week. That could also change if we are breaking back above 508 in pre-market. That will be my baseline support. It's a strong support if we can claim that and look for new highs. So yeah, that probably most easiest setup I'm going to be watching coming into this week is that bounce area right around that 503.5 to 503.3. If we do fail that, here we got a lot of, I can see a stair-stepping action happening down on SPY. It won't be clean price action, I don't believe. If you can see, I always look for risk reward setups. So most likely I'll sit out this whole area right here and I'll wait for this to fail right at 502.16. That'll probably be my favorite setup. I'm taking short or puts all the way down to that 501 to 500.93 area. Again, take this area as a bounce. I'll probably cut my runners short right here and probably go the other way and try to take a bounce back up. So that's the only other setup I see coming into this week with SPY. I do change throughout the week once price action gives us more levels, or if I get more data coming in with different levels. So I do think 505 was a level I did have coming into this week as well, or last week, I mean. It did hold pretty good. Breaking above there, we did get a good move up. So that might also happen coming into pre-market. But right now, as it stands, again, 503.5 to 503.3 bounce. If we fail that, I probably sit it out, wait until 502.16 fails, and look to take that breakdown and take puts or shorts. Or if we come back, play around in this price action with this area, and then come back and reclaim 503, I'll ride that back up. Again, if we do open up pre-market around 508.5 and above, I'll look to be going long or taking calls with a retest back here. So that's it for SPY. Let's get into the next one. So just like NQ, QQQ is a strong confluence in my system. They're level based. So first thing, again, daily levels is what I look for on NQ and QQQ. So 437.33 will be my favorite level to watch coming into this week. Whether we come back up, reject it, and fall back below 436.61, or if we reclaim this 437.33, got some room back up to 439.14. The next thing I probably will watch to see is if we do fail this 435.43 into pre-market, we do have room down on QQQ. So if I'm looking to take bounces on SPY or ES, I am going to make them scalps if I do take them, or wait till those supports fail and follow QQQ down to that next bounce area. So that's it coming into the week with QQQ. Also, if we do fall all the way back down to this daily level, this 431.9 to 431.6, I do think we get a good bounce here. So something to watch coming into this week. Let's get into the last ticker, my favorite. So if you guys know me and follow me, I do trade a lot of SPX. So this is something that I watch constantly, these levels, how they react with all my other confluences. But this helps me pick my strike selection where I think that we can get price all the way down to. So coming into this week, first thing I'm going to be watching when we do open up is if we are above 5081 or above 5100. Reason I say that, above 5100, I see us having some room up. We got some room. I think we break this temporary high, all-time high. So if we do break above 5100, we make new highs. And if we do fall below 5081, I do have a bias into the week that we could see some type of reaction somewhere lower here, come back, retest, and then ultimately get back down to that 5048 level where I do see us making that strong bounce area down there. So that's it going into SPX. Just watching if we're above 5100 or 5081, below 5081.02. If price is just sitting around here, I will use that SPY in ES for confluences with QQQ. And then I'll know if we're sitting below 5094 or above. I can see us chopping around here. Again, same price action I was showing you on NQ, where if we're sitting in between these levels, I do see us just sitting out. I most likely won't take a trade. I'll probably wait for price action to either break above here or take a short back below this 5094.39. Well, I appreciate you guys for my first video back, weekly watch list. I will bring out that level base, how to find these levels video very shortly. And I'll be doing my trade recaps more frequently throughout the week. I appreciate you guys. Enjoy your weekend and hope you guys have a great week. Peace.